Well, I think the aim for my very first full season in charge of Real Betis is probably to try and win the league. Hello, welcome to Club 3, Part 6 of the Global Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our first fixture of my brand new the season, which is my first full season. Obviously, we took charge partway through last season, but that sort of doesn't count. But this is my first ever game in charge of a full season against Villarreal, and I'm not sure what game is coming up next. It could be the second leg of our Conference League playoff round, or it could quite easily be it could be Atletico Madrid at the end of the month. We'll see what happens. If we feel like we're gonna, I think we'll get through to the league phase fairly simply. So I think it probably will be Atletico Madrid to the next game. Then the next episode will be the first games of the Conference League phase. Obviously, should we get there, if we lose the first leg 4-0, 3-0, whatever, we'll obviously do the second leg on camera. But we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear, but I'm hoping we can get at least a left back in today's episode, because as you can see, Akraf Brentford, who's literally just come back from a loan spell, he hasn't really played many games for us at all, which it's surprising because he does look quite decent. He's broken his leg and is going to be out for at least until January. So hopefully try and get a loan player. Ideally in today's episode. Ideally, definitely in today's episode. Otherwise, we're going to go into the season with only one left back, which is not ideal. So this is the lineup for our first match of the season. It is new boy Sissoko in goal, fresh from his transfer from Real Madrid. It's absolutely fantastic. Then we've got the back four of Leno, Guga, Maidman, and other new boy Ramiro Lee Chong started at right back. Then we've got Prente at the base of the midfield. Then ahead of him, we've got Costa Silva and Hernandez. We've got Sergio on the right, Pablo Garcia on the left. Then we've got Ajantu up front. I mean, look at this squad. Look at it. The starting lineup, absolutely fantastic. Hernandez is wanted by Newcastle, but I don't think he's going to go there anyway. And Jantu is wanted by a whole host of teams, but he is available on a free agent at the end of the season, which I think is very much a plan. Certainly let him go at the end of the season. Or he might change his mind if we win the league and qualify for the Champions League. But we do have a couple of new boys on the bench. We've got Furman on the bench alongside Caden Cobbs, Angel, and obviously one of the greatest youngsters ever, Manis Miris, is on the bench alongside Belotta, Bernal, and Dervas, another wonder kids. So we've got two wonder kids on the bench, possibly three in the name of Bernal, who's not officially a wonder kid, but I think he will progress nicely into one, even though he is 19 years old, and you won't be a wonder kid if you're 20 years old or older. So I hope he gets given a wonder kid status by the time he turns 20 years old, or before he turns 20 years old. So hopefully we can get off to a nice, decent start to the season, and hopefully I want to try and win as many. At least if we can win, I'd say if we can win 19 games this season, that is probably good enough for probably title contention. But we'll see what happens. But if we don't win the title, I think we want to be challenging for some form of European spots, considering we've just about scraped into the Conference League. I think we are definitely good enough. If we beat the likes of Villarreal fairly easily, obviously it's only 8 minutes gone, we're 1-0 up already. Bruno Leno with the first goal of the game. If we're beating teams like this fairly simply, I don't know where Villarreal finished last season. I don't know if they were one of the teams that qualified for Europe, because if they did, I would beat them like 2-3-0 like today. I reckon we're probably good enough. I mean, the season preview predicts us to finish fourth, which would occupy a Champions League spot. So I reckon we could. I reckon we could go in a bit of a title fight, but it's probably too early to tell. But see how the first couple months go, then we can adjust our plans from there. But at the moment, I think the plan is very much to try and qualify for the Europa League by the end of this season, and possibly the Champions League, depending on what happens. Obviously, if we win the Conference League, we obviously go into the Europa League, so it's not going to matter where we finish, as long as we As long as we win the Conference League, that is all that matters. Lee Chong, now to Prenti. This is looking very positive. Prenti with the shot, nearly finding that top right corner, but it was a very good save from the Real goalkeeper. I tell you what, 25 minutes into the game, we are absolutely looking world class. Leno, what a interception that is, but it does go back to Maitland, but we've still got the ball with Sergio. Come on, Costa Silva, he's got players lurking in the middle. He's got multiple men in the box. Chong, now to Sergio. Somebody shoot. Prenti with the shot. We had loads of players lurking in the penalty box, but for some reason we just couldn't quite get the ball to any of them. But very good attacking play. I must admit, this attacking play, we've been absolutely superb. Chong with the ball. He's got a little bit of a decent little bit of pace about it. I don't know what his pace is like, but he does look quite pacey, yeah. Acceleration 16, pace 14, so that's not too bad. I think, regarding of his current ability, I know it's only 2.5 stars. I think he's going to be quite a useful player for us. Definitely better than Ortiz, who we really only kept because he's homegrown at club, and we don't have many of those around. Hernandez with the ball, and somehow, how on earth is that not 2-0? 27 minutes into the game, we are knocking on the door for a second goal, which cost us Silva. I thought he was going to put it across goal for tapping for Enchantu, but it didn't quite work out like that. Leno with tried to put the ball into the box, but couldn't quite get his foot wrapped around the ball, and around the Guga. That is absolutely brilliant defending. Amazement with the ball. Can we get the ball upfield? Now Prenti, that's surely a foul from Enchantu, or foul for Enchantu. We did win the free kick, but it obviously didn't lead to much. We're performing very well this first half. I think it's only a matter of time before we do get a second goal. If that happens in this first half, that would be absolutely brilliant. Garcia with the corner. It was a great delivery, but we just couldn't quite get our head onto the ball, and that's got to be offside, surely. Carlos Mercer, that's a bit poor. I thought there was an offside infringement during that bit of play from Villarreal, but it doesn't look like there was, and it never got checked by VAR, so it's very poor defending on our end. So hopefully we can try and just beat them in the second half. I think that's probably the plan. We've got plenty of game changers we can chuck on the bench. The likes of Angel, we've got Manis Maris on the bench, who I'm sure we will get on at some point this game. If he doesn't come on, he's definitely going to start in the two Conference League games, which there's no doubt in my mind. If he starts, we win at least 10-0, I reckon, in both games, or at least over the course of the aggregate scoreline, would win about 10-0, I reckon. Because that's the way the Conference League goes. It's just a couple big teams, and the rest of them are just like mediocre dross. So Garcia puts the ball across goal, finds Enchantu, but he couldn't quite put the ball into the back of the net. If we can create a few more chances like that, we're surely going to win this game. If we don't win this game, I think it's a flabbergasting. It really is. We've got half an hour left to go. We are going to make a couple of changes. Hernandez is going to make way for Blotter, and I think Garcia also makes way for youngster Enrique Bernal, who obviously was in the B team, but then we've now called up into the first team just because he does have decent first team current ability, but hopefully he can try and improve, and obviously he does have 5-star potential, which does help us out nicely, because if he gets a good run in the team, i.e. Pablo Garcia getting injured, which hopefully doesn't happen, I don't want that to happen. If he gets a good run in the team, I reckon we'll see his current ability shoot up to at least 3 stars, maybe 4 stars by the end of the season. Leno, now to Bellotta. Can we get the ball into the box? He cuts inside. He shoots. And it's a good save from the Villarreal goalkeeper, but unlucky. It's a shame it didn't really fall to any of our players, because I thought it would have. Prenti, now to Costa Silva. Will he shoot? He does. That was lucky. That was an absolute rocket from Silva, but just couldn't quite find the back of the net. Come on, let's try and put. We've got 15 minutes left to go. Surely we're going to get a goal. Sergio is going to make way for Smearis, and I think we're also going to get off. We'll get off Maidment for Dervas. He can come on for his debut again. Another wonder kid, which he will only improve as the season goes on. But 10 minutes left to go. Smearis has got the ball. Can we just drive? Just, you've got bags of... I think you've got bags of pace. How much pace? You've got loads of pace. You could have quite easily just run past and you would have still got there even if you were 10 metres behind him. Smearis now to Prenti. This is looking very positive. Smearis. Oh, I just needed someone to tap it in. Is that not a corner? I saw that took a deflection, but 5 minutes left to go. Still trying to get that second goal, which we're very unlucky not to get, and it does look like it might end in a 1-1 draw unless Leno can make an absolute pitch perfect delivery, as he always had dreadlocks. Has he always had hair like that? Because I've never noticed it before. Leno with a decent cross, and Guga does get his head onto the ball, but unfortunately couldn't quite direct that ball into the back of it. And our first game of the season does end in a 1-1 draw against Villarreal. Not the result I was hoping for, but I'm sure once we get 5-6 games into the season, the team will be much more gelled. Hopefully, that's the plan. But not a bad first game. There's signs of what we can do, but just need to be a bit more clinical in front of goal. So I think we probably do play this Conference League. We'll get the first leg out of the way. We'll do that off camera, then I'll probably make some sort of judgment. But if the first leg goes to plan and we win like 3 or 4-0, I think we probably do play Atletico Madrid, and hopefully by then we should be top of the league and into the Conference League phase. We are through to the league phase of the Conference League fairly comfortably. It was a 4-0 win in the first leg, then second leg sort of got a bit complacent. We lost the second leg 3-1, but we got through in the end with the aggregate scoreline being 5-3, where in the first leg, Enrique Bernal, what a player. This guy is going to be somehow still not a wonder kid yet, but he had 2 goals and assists that game. Then I think he got a goal in the second leg, so that's 3 goals and assists over the course of 2 legs. His Conference League career, he's going to be absolutely superb in this. So in this league phase, we will be playing against Celje, who I don't know who they are, to be honest. They are a Slovenian team. They're another Slovenian team, and randomly are another Slovenian team. So we're going to beat all the Slovenian teams. We also play Charleroi, who's a Belgian team. I suspect that might be probably a bit more of a difficult game. I'd say difficult, probably still fairly easy. We also play Struga, who are a team from North Macedonia. And we also play AEK Larnakas, who's a team from Cyprus. I know that one well. Then we also play, rounding up the Conference League, we only get 6 fixtures. We play FC Sheriff from, I want to say Israel. No, it's not Israel. Moldova. Then we also face, who else do we face? Whoever these guys are. Otelil Galati, a team from Romania. I don't think I'm going to bother showing you too many games because let's be honest, I think it's going to be a walk in the park, so I'll probably end up showing you only around 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the next couple of games bring us. Obviously, apart from the Conference League go around, we did beat Girona 4-3. We were 4-1 up in that game, but we let them back into it, and the last 20 minutes were scary, and we did sign a left back, and that is Bazumana Akanji. He's a Ivorian left back, 2 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. Leading second division player, potentially first division. He only comes in on a season-long loan from Nice, so why not? We don't really need a permanent left back, because El Craft, whatever his name is, does come back will return in the January transfer window. So Ben Thrash, that's his name. Completely got his name wrong, but he'll be back in January, hopefully. Unless he gets another injury, then we might obviously. Akanji is here for the rest of the season, but he might potentially terminate his loan in January. See how he develops. If he turns into a good player, we'll keep him for the whole season. We do also have a optional future fee of 11.5 million, so we might keep him if he's decent, or if he still has forward out star potential by the end of the season. So this is the lineup for our match against Atletico Madrid. It is Sissoko in goal, a back four of Lee Chong, Maidman, Guga, Leno. Vermeeren at the base of the midfield. Then we've got Hernandez and Costa Silva ahead of him. Then we've got Sergio on the right, Pablo Garcia on the left. Then we've got Xantu up front. Come on, lads. Let's hopefully try and get a decentish result. I'm not going to say we're going to beat Atletico Madrid, but if we can beat them very early on in the season, that would be absolutely amazing, because obviously Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they're the only proper difficult games. So the rest of them, we'll just take the wins as of when we get them. But if we can get like a decent result, whether that will be a point or sneak out a win, if we can dominate them, that would be absolutely fantastic. We are at home today, so it should be a fairly exciting game. We do play well when we're at home, which should be the same with any team if I'm managing them. But hopefully we can get the result, which should hopefully take us in the top, well, at least the European spots, because currently we are just outside of Sergio with the strike. That could have been the first goal of the game. In fact, where would this take us if we did win? So we are currently lying down in 7th, so not a bad position after this is the 3rd game of the season. But a win could potentially, I don't know what the goal difference is looking like, it could potentially take us up higher as even 2nd, possibly, probably 4th, I suspect. But imagine if we end the episode in 2nd place. That would be absolutely wonderful. Imagine if we start the next episode in 1st place. That'd be crazy, but that's probably in dreamland at the moment. But you never know what can happen if our form carries on the way it is. If we carry on winning games, and at the moment the stats are looking quite good. 10 shots, 7 on target. I think it's only a matter of time before we put one of those shots into the back of the net. We are closing in on half time, still goalless at the moment, so hopefully there is a lot of action taking place in the second half, but hopefully one of those actions will be us getting the first goal of the game. And Sergio has picked up a little bit of a knock. We'll try and give him at least 10 more minutes before we do get Manis Smiris, who I'm sure if he comes on, I'm sure he will come on. I'm hoping he can probably try and get either a goal or an assist, or just have some sort of build-up play and involved with him. Roberto with the free kick from Madrid. Atletico Madrid, that's a very good goal from Mendog. A very, very good goal. The goal's been disallowed. Why? I mean, okay, he's offside. Yeah, there's at least 3 players possibly offside, but that is a really good volley. I mean, if I was the ref, if it went to me, I'm sure it would have been disallowed, which has been, thankfully. But it's a very good goal, which if I was a player, I'd be absolutely livid with the officials. Sergio is going to make way. I don't really want to risk him, because I don't really know how bad this injury is. So Smiris is going to come on for 35 minutes. Hopefully he can try and get us into lead. We've had 15 shots, 9 on target. Atletico Madrid, 6 shots, 1 on target. This is still similar when we played Real Madrid in one of my first couple of games, or after I've had a month in charge of Real Betis, and we absolutely tore them apart. But this time it's still goalless. Garcia with a beautiful interception for Mirin. Now to Hernandez. This is looking very positive. Smiris with a ball, cuts inside onto his left foot. That was that was close. Did it take a deflection? I don't think it did, but that was probably our closest opportunity yet. Albeit we have had 12 shots on target. It was still remarkably close. Garcia with the free kick. Will he shoot? I presume he will do. He does shoot, but skims the top of the crossbar. That was very good. Very close. I think a right footer, it probably would have been in the top left-hand corner, but a left footer from that sort of distance, it's quite hard to get it around the wall. And I think we are going to make a couple more changes. Vermeeren is going to make way for Prente. And I think Enchantu also makes way for Angel. Angel, he's foreign, he's not English. If he was English, he'd be called Angel. So Angel comes on. Hopefully he can try and get us the winning goal. Pablo Garcia with another free kick. A little bit further out this time. So I presume he is going to cross it. But if he shoots, he's an absolute madman. It does fall to Hernandez. Now to Smiris. He hits the post. And somehow it didn't fall to a Real Betis player. To be fair, we didn't really have anyone making that run towards the far post, but that was a brilliant opportunity to have gone 1-0 up. I tell you what, I reckon this match is going to be a smash and grab. We are going to get, at some point, we are going to put the ball into the back of the net. I think it's going to happen very, very soon with Prente, or whatever his name is, Leno. Prente now, Leno cuts inside, Smiris. Angel puts the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Real Betis with 10 minutes left to go. Why is the ref checking VAR? It's clearly a goal. I hope. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. First, Atletico Madrid score an absolute beautiful goal that was disallowed, and now we do, and that's probably justified because Smiris was very clearly offside, but that is so unfortunate. Hopefully we've still got time for a couple more chances, but with 5 minutes left to go, running out of time, I think it is going to be a nil draw against Atletico Madrid, and it does end goalless. So I'd say, I mean, looking at the stats, I think we probably should have won that game, but I'd take a 0-0 draw against Atletico Madrid, but if the stats didn't... Oh, I can't believe it. We played so well, only to be done by stupid officials. But it was offside at the end of the day. Oh, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. If we keep performing like that, we're going to be probably one of the best teams in the league, I think. So I don't know what happened. I don't think we bother with Celtic because there's not really any good games either side of it. So I think probably what we'll do is in the next episode we'll probably play our league phase game against Charleroi. Then we'll play our league game against Real Madrid. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.